Let me introduce you to my guests tonight. They are some of the key players in the education sector, and they're here with us in studio. On my immediate right, I have Musa Ndunda from the National Association of Parents. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
And also, of course, the man in the spotlight, Karaga Mutahi, Education PS.
Thank you.
You have a few 100 million shillings, which has been pinpointed by an audit, right?
103.
Right? Which is missing, right? Now, the question most Kenyans are asking is this. A, are you responsible? B, if you are responsible, what are you doing about it?
Thank you very much. The first answer is no.
Why not?
Because on May 15th, 2009, I wrote a letter to the PS Treasury asking him to use his internal audit unit to carry out an intensive fiduciary review of the education sector, not only FPE, but the entire education sector. A report was produced in October, 2 reports, one for education, one for Western program, and special programs for Western Kenya. We then subjected that report to questions of the auditors, calling the officers who had been alleged to have committed fraud. These officers have been seen one after the other. And as you saw today in the minister's report, 5 officers have been cleared, 5 officers have been surcharged, 15 are due for forensic audit by KEACC, and 1 officer was set free. The 5 who have been cleared have been informed that despite the clearance by answering the audit question,
they're still on suspension.
If the forensic audit found out anything to do with them, the case would be opened. Now, the reason why one would hold the PS responsible is if first and foremost this came from outside. It came from the ministry. Secondly, he would be found guilty if he knew there was somebody misusing the resources and this person was not punished. These people are suspended immediately the report came out. And then for your information, a month ago, all the documents were handed over to KEACC. So they have been analyzing them, and they are already on their job. So what I'm saying is, out of 103 million, a fraction of that money will have been misused, because it is not everything that is lost. It is everything that has audit query. If you fail to answer the audit query, then your case is done more intensively. Of the 5 officers who are surcharged, the amount of money they had taken was 10 million. 1.2 million they have to pay back. The rest of the 9 million has been properly used. If you take that to be the case with all others, in the end, the actual amount of money that has been misused will be less than 103. But if it is 1 shilling, if it is 2 shillings, we will hunt for every single coin.
All right. Mr. Ndunda.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lamanyang. One thing that I want to thank the PS, because I should say him and the former minister, Honorable Saitoti, they're the people who came up with this program. And for sure, we were some of the stakeholders who really participated actively in pushing this program. Yeah. And for sure, it's a known fact that the enrollment in schools went up. Actually, I should say that there was quite a lot of progress. But there are quite a lot of problems that came up, especially under the FPE. And one of the biggest challenges that came up under the FPE was the implementation of it. And when we talk about the implementation, since the year 2003, when the program came into effect, we have never met as stakeholders to evaluate the success and the failures of the project. We have never met as stakeholders to discuss what are the challenges that are being faced in this project. So that is one of the biggest challenges that actually has been a concern to us as the parents of this country. Now, when we come to the audit, The audit that the PS is trying to mention is an audit for interest, money given for infrastructure. I think that's a very important thing that we need to understand. This is money that was given to carry out workshops to sensitize schools about the issues of infrastructure. And that one we don't dispute, because under the KSA program, one of the investment program is the issue of the infrastructure. And that was a query that was raised, and that one don't dispute, because it's an issue of the infrastructure. Now, the only thing that I'm concerned is the way the audit was carried. Actually, that has been one of our great concern, because the people carried that audit, if truly the PS is truthful, then the people who carried the audit, there was no need to transfer those officers, because one of the officers was transferred to the Ministry of Local Government. As we talk now, the person who did that audit is not there. The other person who did the head of the audit in the ministry was transferred to the Ministry of Youth Affairs.
But one could argue that those are just routine, normal personnel transfers.
No, but you see what I'm saying? You know, issues of audit, those of us who have done accounting, we know what I'm talking of. Because issues of audit, an auditor is a professional person who needs to go with something until the end of the person. And actually, it's very critical when it comes to criminal matters. Because if these people are lined in court, a court can never accept any evidence from any person, hearsay, other than the professional person. So that's one thing that we felt as an organization, that something was being added.
Okay,
now, he's talking about the people who are being grilled. I think that's a very important issue. The committee that is trying to grill the people who are suspended, you know, as an organization, we don't condone corruption. That one, anybody who committed a crime, we cannot come out to protect such a person. But our concern is that the people participated, because you see, when you appear before, you say 5 were cleared who? You see, what were the methods of clearing those people? And yet the people who are trying to investigate are the same people we are accusing. You see, so these are some of the things that we feel as an organization that needs to be clarified.
Let me throw your own words back at you. You're quoted on the 17th of December saying that you had evidence of how funds were secretly wired to accounts of individuals. In this instance, you talk about extra money being wired to schools' accounts, and then that money now finds its way to a teacher's account.
Yeah.
Where is that evidence?
That one we have. In fact, I have them here. I will produce to Kenyan Susi, because these are evidence. I've just carried some of them we have given to CASA, but we have other information. Now, one of the things that I think we need to understand, because these are two issues, I want to come down. I don't want to dwell on this audit report, because the audit report is an issue of workshops.
Yeah.
But I want to come to the free primary education program, and especially the infrastructure and the free primary education. These are two issues, the issues of textbooks and whatever. Now, one of the things that, the first thing that I want to explain here is that our organization is a network where we have our people across the country. We have a program called budget tracking program, where we track any money going to schools. And these are the people who feed us with the information or whatever.